Yo, yo, yo. What is up, citizens of the Empire of Greatness, fellow Twitch plebs, and clashers from around the world? Welcome back to another video. Haven't done one of these in a while. So, today, what I want to do is show you guys my loot run for Shoreline. And this is going to be a fairly comprehensive one. This is basically if I were going to do a full run. So I've just spawned in here into Shoreline, and this spawn that we are at right now is the swamp spawn. Now, if you spawn here, it'd be very good for you to understand where all of the spawns are on the map and where players could potentially come from. So down this way is towards the tunnel, which is one of the extracts, one of the main extracts, and way down the other end of the map is Road to Customs. So if you may already know this, but if you don't, Tunnel has a spawn, and you'll have to worry about players coming up from that direction on you. Anyways, we're going to head northbound and head over towards the resort. I typically ignore swamp here. I believe there's like one case you can open right here, but if you're coming to Shoreline for the money, the first place that I always go to is straight away to the resort. So we'll make our way over that way. All right, one thing to keep in mind when you're coming up to, if you spawn down this direction and you're heading towards the resort, one thing to keep in mind is there's usually a scav spawn around this rock formation right here. If you would like I said, I usually like to head straight away to the resort. You don't want to be the last one there, but if you would like, there is 2 boxes right here that you can loot, and sometimes you can find some nice guns and equipment in there. A good way to orient yourself on the map is to look for the dome. That is the same dome that they have in reserve. And when you look at the dome, that is the north part of the map. Now, when you're on reserve, a lot of times we'll use the dome as being north, even though technically speaking, when you're on reserve, the dome is to your south. But it's just easier to pinpoint the dome as north, whether you're on Shoreline or if you're on reserve. Now, when I approached this, I should have turned right a little sooner there. I was just trying to point out the dome to you guys. So we ended up we went a little bit past the resort here. So if you have this spawn, you're on the west side of the map. If you spawned at either the tunnel or down towards the swamp, you're spawning on the west side of the map. There's also a spawn down that direction near the cottages as well. One way to really know if you're on the west side is that it'll have this lettering right here along the side. And then also on the west side, the west wing, you have the hole in the wall here. The east side does not have that. One trick you can learn, I still have a struggle with it, but there is a way to actually, so if there's someone in the building, like you can hear them, there is a way to come up along this corner right here where you don't have to jump. Now, you can always check right here. Sometimes there's some valuables. Look at that. There's nails right there that you can grab. Just so you guys know, I'm in an offline raid right now with no scavs, just so I can show you guys this loot run without having to worry about running into any trouble. So whenever you come in here, it's always good to check down the hallway right here, see if there's any players coming down. But a lot of times what I like to do is head right up to second floor right away, and then you just check down the hallway, make sure that there's not anyone down there. Most of the time, the only thing you really have to worry about player-wise, a lot of people aren't running geared. Like as of right now, anyways, the servers are having some issues, so most people are doing kind of like what I'm doing, and they're just pistol running, or I don't hatch run. I don't, to me, as this game is a shooter, so bring a gun. But you know, a lot of times people will also be hatch running. All right, so I'm just going to show you guys what I have keys for, which are probably the most important rooms. 220 is a great med room right here, so we'll open this up. And right away to the left here, you can find some decent meds. Look, we got a grizzly here. We got some painkillers, and there's Propital, there's Augustin. You can always check this box right here. Sometimes you can find some decent gear in there. This is also the box right here, weapons box right here. This is a valuable spawn. As you can see, there's a gold chain right here on this this box right here. And that's all there is to 220. There is no access to 219. Now, I also open up 219 just because I have the key for it. However, 219 isn't really the greatest room ever. Sometimes you can get like a Salua to spawn right here on this box. There's a morphine right there. There's a weapons box right here, weapons cabinet right here. And just so you guys know, on the right side is always the weapon spawn. On the left side is always a magazine spawn. And then there's some ammo right here that'll spawn as well. And then we have 218. Now, 218 is the real money room. Now, if you can either have, you can access all of these rooms, 222, 221, and 218. As long as you have one of those keys, you can access all three of these rooms. But 218 is the real money room, because if you come in here and you look right to your left, right here on this barrel is a red key card spawn. Now, I've been playing the game for about 1,000 hours now, and I've only found this key card once. So it is an extremely rare spawn, but you should always check and see if it's there. Over here, there's ammo. Again, more weapons boxes with mags and guns if they spawn. Right here, this is a money spawn right here on this table. Weapons box right here. All right, so then you can come over into 222. I'm sorry, excuse me, 221. There's usually painkiller type spawn here, and then you can find like survival kits, CMSs up here, IFAKs. Also, there's a box right here, and then there's money spawn right here on the table. Now we're coming over to 222, and you got a med box or med bag right there, and then a regular duffel right here that you can loot. Alright, so we're going to make our way out of here. Alright, so we're back in the main hallway. 218's right here. As you remember, like I said, 221, 222 over there. Now, I also have a key for 216. Not like a super great room, but I have the key for it, so I just come in here. Now, right away on the left, there's electronic spawns right there. As you can see, there's a Nixor. Currently, I think those are going for about 25,000 rubles. You got 2 grenade boxes right here. You can sometimes get like whiskeys here on the table, vodkas, condensed milk. Then there's some good ammo right here. Just check it out. Look at that right there. M995, which is probably the best 5.56 ammo you can get. Now also right here you can get some decent painkillers, like a Golden Star, which currently is going for 50,000 rubles. And there's another weapons box right here. So 216 is a decent room. Not like the greatest ever, but alright. Right here can be a little tricky. You have to run and jump over this. It's difficult to not hit it. You have to like time it right. I've done it like once where I haven't even made any noise jumping over it. So just keep in mind that players will definitely hear you. And if you hear this sound when you're in this building, just realize that it's probably a player jumping, and that's where they are. If you hear that sound, it's generally they're at this barbed wire right here, if that's what you hear. So it gives you a good idea of orientation. Now, there are other rooms down here that I don't open, but it has loot in them. I just don't have the keys for them, and I know they're not like super important rooms. But the next really important room is to come up here on 3rd floor, and we're going to head over towards 301. Now, be careful. I like to always run down this hallway right here, because players can be just down there on the other side, and they can shoot at you through that glass. It's very commonplace to get into gunfights in this area. Keep in mind, if you are already like, see, like all these rooms here, this is the only one that's open. So if you're running down here and someone's shooting at you, just try to zigzag as best as you can, and then you can always take cover right here, behind this this cabinetry right here. Anyway, so we're going to open up 301. Now this is a LEDX spawn room, which currently is going for about 1.5 million. It usually spawns up here. Also, there's a spawn right here on the floor. Make sure to look closely. Sometimes things can spawn underneath this little carpeting. Now, when you come out here, you got to be careful of this area right here. Players can shoot at you from. People can even see you from here, down here. There's a nice little corner right there to hide. So you just got to be careful of those like little hidey spots. One thing that people like to do too is some players will, if they come in really late into the map, they'll sit out here alongside the wall and snipe at players as they come through the balconies. So we can come in here. There's 2 computers. I always search computers because you can find graphics cards in computers, and graphics cards currently are like over 300,000. There's some med spawns right here, and then there's a weapons box right here as well. Now, always make sure when you're checking computers, look at the front there and see if there's a flash drive sticking out the front of it. Anyways, that does it for 301. Now, what I like to do next is I run back down this way, jump through this hole. Now, always be aware of down this sky bridge. I don't usually take this sky bridge because it kind of equals suicide. For one, if you're running down this sky bridge right here, one thing you're going to have to worry about is someone camping down on the other side. And then not only that, but people can shoot you from here and here, and there's not a lot of cover. You know, you can, however, like prone right here if someone's shooting at you from the sides. That is if you can make it there, but you know, I've killed many players, and my teammates have killed many players trying to run through there. It's just suicide to run through that. Now, if it's really late into the raid, you know, you don't have to worry too much. So, anyways, yeah, you come downstairs here. You know, we jump down that hole, and we can go down these stairs right here, down to the first floor. Now, I don't have the key. I probably should buy the key, but down here you can hit 112 and I believe 104. I'm trying to think. I think 104 actually might be East Wing. 104 is also a LEDX spawn room. Anyways, 112 here is a blue key card spawn, and it spawns right here on the table. There's also 2 duffels in here, and then there's food spawns on this table right here. Next place I usually go to is downstairs to the basement. Now, you gotta be careful when you come down here. I've had players camping right here at this little spot and try to kill me. Also, sometimes a player will be camping right around this corner. They'll wait till they hear you, then they'll pop out and shoot at you. So just be careful. Just be mindful of that when you're coming down these stairs. Just make sure that you're always checking right there, and then look immediately right. This is what I like to do, just to clear it out, make sure that there's not any players over there. People can be sitting in this room, so I like to clear that. And now I usually quick peek like this. I just kind of like peek out real quick, because I've had players sitting right here just waiting for me to come down because they heard me coming. Now, when you come in here, if you looked immediately to your left, on this locker right here is the red card spawn. That's the freebie spawn. Over here, you got 2 weapons boxes. Duffel right here. Sometimes this can spawn valuable loot. There's some rubles right there right now. And then down here is another duffel. Now, if you're hurting for like hydration or something, a lot of times you can find loose apple juices and pineapple juices sitting along this bench right here and along the side. You can get this duffel bag here if you want. It's a duffel bag right in there. You can get if you want. This is a food spawn right here as well along that bench. And then over here, there's another duffel bag. There's more duffel bags down here. I typically don't come down here because I'm trying to go quick and get to the loot before other people do. But there's another duffel bag right there if you want to hit it. But just keep in mind, when your duffel bags can have good loot, but if you're really trying to get to the high loot rooms before other players, it usually beholds you to move pretty quickly. Now, from here, I usually come back up and head to admin. What I like to do is I like to go from the outside here. I don't like to take any of these bridgeways. You know, you have this bridgeway right here, bridgeway over there on east side, and then you got that sky bridge right there. I don't like to take either of them because I just see them as being kind of death traps. Now, if you're on the first floor one, you can always just shoot out a window and, you know, jump out if you need to, but that's time that allows a player to shoot you, even just trying to escape there. So anyway, so when I'm in West Side, I like to come out this way right here, and I usually run along here. This side will have you covered from the other side over there. This thing right here can be covered from anyone sitting in this hole in the wall right here, or even right there in that direction. When you come in here, just do a little quick peek. Make sure someone's not sitting down there in the hallway. It can be rather dark. Someone can sit in here as well. Even someone could be sitting back here. Now, as you can see, this door is typically closed, so you don't have to usually worry about that. However, these doors are both open, so a player can easily sit in here and pop out and shoot at you. Players could be sitting here if they hear you coming as well, and pop up and shoot at you. Anyways, we're going to show you the rest of the admin here, and then we'll show you east side. So when you come up here, there is things you can loot that I usually ignore just because it's not high loot. But, I mean, you can hit the cash register, loose cash right there. When I come in, though, I like to just usually quick peek right here, make sure there's no players in the auditorium, and then I close the door there. There is a dead scav in there you can loot if you want. However, like I said, time is usually of the essence, and we started at west side, so obviously we want to try to get to east side before anyone had a chance to really hit that yet. But there is a dead scav up here. If you are so inclined to loot, you can do so. As like I said, I like to close these doors right here. Actually, there's one more spawn I actually almost forgot about. So when you come in here, you can always go into the basement right here. There's a freebie LEDX spawn right here and other high tier med loot on this tray. Now when you come upstairs, one of the things you may want to really do, keep in mind that players can camp these corners right here and right there. Keep in mind this door is always closed on default. This door is always open. So if you see this door open, you know someone's already been here or they may still be here. One thing that you can do if you suspect someone's in here is you yeet a nade over this way, over where this plant is, because they can't really see you. So don't pop up like here to do it. Usually sit here using this wall as cover. Yeet your nade over that way. That'll make sure that if someone was camping it, they're going to run away or die. And then you can pop up and make sure that no one's camping right here. Now when you come up, if we go to the right here, this door I don't have the key for. I don't even think there's anything good in there, or if there even is a key for it. You can loot that duffel if you'd like. There's a key for this safe. This is a lock safe right here. I don't have the key for this one, so I don't bother with it. You can hit these. Sometimes you can find some decent keys in there. And same with this file cabinet right there as well. But typically I usually ignore this room. There's nothing that great for loot in there. But you can always open this door. When I come in here, first thing I do is when clearing this room, when you open the door, one of the things you can do is you can open it like this, go along the side, and you can kind of cut the pie right here, see if there's anyone over there. But when you still come in, you want to make sure you check over here to the left, because someone can easily be camping right here, just kind of waiting for you to pop you. Then you come over this way. You want to clear this way. Also, you have to be careful that someone can shoot you from this direction over here from west side. Someone can easily, even though he just came from west, someone can easily migrate it over this way. So you got to be careful of that. However, when you do first come in, when you pop over, you want to just check, make sure no one's camping in that bathroom. Check, make sure no one's camping that corner. And then when you come in here, check immediately to your right. Make sure that's not someone sitting up on this toilet. There's a key spawn right here. I've never seen the key. I believe it's a Shoreline key, though, that you can find there. You can, if you are so inclined, to hit this box. However, if I hit this box, what I like to do is, hit F on it, and then you prone out. So hit F and then X. That way, if someone peeks out from over this direction, they're not going to be able to shoot you. There is sometimes some decent ammo over here you can find. There's BS ammo. It's pretty good 5.45 ammo. Alright, now we're going to go search in what I call the band room. Now in here in the band room, the only thing you really have to worry about is right here there's a spawn for a good key. Usually the 107 key. Right here, like, some meds can spawn sometimes, but I wouldn't really worry that much about it. There's a bag here you can loot if you're so inclined. When you come over here, there's a computer right here. Always check for the flash drive. You can loot the computer, see if there's any graphics card in there. And then there's a bunch of computers over here. There's one right here. There's a computer right here. This one's a little tricky because you're very, very exposed to the sky bridge. People on the balconies over there. So you just got to be careful of that when you're looting that computer right there. If you are so inclined, you can loot this little box, this little weapons box. I usually ignore it. One thing I learned when looting this computer right here is you can always check the front, of course. And then when I'm actually looting it, I like to prone like this, just to make it that much harder for someone to shoot at me from east side over here. Now this computer over here, you can always check. I usually like to crouch right here. Makes it kind of hard for them to shoot at you. Now, it just makes it hard for them to see you, really. But someone could, if they spot you, they can still shoot you from that direction. Now we're coming out here into the office. Sometimes some decent stuff can spawn on this table and can go underneath these little papers here, so you got to look out for that. Another computer right here you can look for flash drives. On the corner of this desk right here is a key spawn, so look out for that. And then sometimes you can find some decent stuff up on these shelves. Like there's a pack of nails right there. Those are currently going over 30,000 on the market. Then you can come in here. This is the health resort office. Sometimes there's, and there it is. There's a Tetris spawn right here. Sometimes you can even find graphics cards here. So it's a very good spawn. And then I have the key for it, so if you have the key for it, you can open this safe right here, and then there's a computer right here. You can check for a flash drive and graphics card inside of it. Over here, nothing amazing, but sometimes you can find some decent electronics gear on this shelving right here. Now we're going to come back out. We're going to head towards east side. If you are so inclined, you can hit this box if you'd like. However, just keep in mind, same kind of principle as up above what I showed you. Hit F and then hit. I screwed that up. You got to make sure you're kind of like far enough away from it. See, this is why I don't really loot this, but hit F and then hit X and prone out. That way, because if you are crouched right here, someone can see your head from down there, and they can just easily dome you. And we're going to come out this way. Same kind of principle as when we came from west side over here to admin building. We're going to go from admin, and I like to go on the outside here like this. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll sit here just for a second, see if I hear anyone upstairs or running around. Another thing you can do too is kind of a clearing method that I like to do sometimes. So I'll jump up right here, see if I see anybody. Jump right there, see if anyone's camping in like that room, and then just jump right there. Sometimes people could camp down there. This is also an exfil for people that are scav running. Now, when I come in, you can kind of do this in whatever order you want, but just for going from first to third floor will make it easy. Now, when you come in here, you got to be careful. People camping around this way or coming in through this entrance. Always check every open door here. Make sure no one's sitting in there waiting for you. Now, I have the key for 107 right here. This key's not a very expensive key, but you can, on occasion, find graphics cards and other electronics sitting right here. A lot of people assume that this was a LEDX spawn, but I have yet to find a LEDX in this room. Anyways, you can hit that med box right there. There's another med bag right here and a duffel bag right here. And sometimes there's loot on here, but it's not usually very good loot. And that's about it for 107. Anyways, I like to go down this hall. And keep in mind when you're coming down this hall, you have this covering you right here. There's a mag spawn there, but it's nothing great. This will keep you covered when running down the middle. So just stay in the middle of the hallway here, checking every room when you're coming down, making sure that no one's camping. Now we're gonna come upstairs. Now when you come upstairs here, this door is always open, but you hit 226 and 222 here are linked rooms by balcony. So if you have the key to either, you'll be able to open these up. Anyways, I like to open up 226 here. Now this is a LEDX spawn room, and the LEDX will spawn right here. Other good meds will also spawn here, as you can see, CMS, IFAC, but LEDX can spawn right there. There's also a weapons box right here, and then if your guy's getting a little thirsty, you know, you can get some apple juice and stuff right there. Also right here you have another weapons locker. Weapons crate right here in 222. Got a grenade box right here. Sometimes some good electronic spawns can spawn on these tables right here. And then over here in this box is a rare loot spawn. As you can see, we got a Bitcoin in there. Would you look at that? so we're going to open this up. Now another room you want to check when you come in here is another freebie red card spawn. So you come in here, and right here in the corner of this desk is the red key card spawn. Right here you can also open up that weapons box if you are so inclined. Depends on how fast you want to go. You can, if you want, open that weapons box right there outside of 218. Now another room I like to search because I have the key for, can have some decent valuables loot in it. Actually, one more thing. There's a key spawn right here. Key spawn down there. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind players could be right here. Also players could be sitting down that way, ready to shoot at you. Always check your corners. Now I have the key for 205, so I have to jump up over. I don't have the 206 key. When you come in here, first thing I do is look right in here. This is a valuable spawn in this little box right here. You can find various items right here. Various loose loot. There's a duffel right here. Med box right here. Weapons locker right here you can open. Right here is a med spawn. You got a weapons box here, weapons box here, weapons box here, and then the valuables can spawn right there. Alright, so we're making our way out of 205. We're going to head to third floor now. And you can hit third floor from whatever direction you feel is best. If you want, there is some like various, you can find like metal scissors sometimes on this right here. Metal scissors are like 40 grand right now, I think. When you're up here on the third floor, you can open this box. This is a very risky box though to hit, however, because players can come from you at this direction, they can come from you at this direction, and they can come from the stairs here. So you just got to be careful when you're looting that box if you decide to do so. Now when you come in here, you can't jump over this barbed wire here. Don't try it. So just come in here, take a right. You can hit this box right here. Come through, and you go around. There's a duffel bag here if you do want to hit it. Now, I have keys for 316, so go ahead and open that up. 316 can have some decent weapons in it. I found many fleers in here and reapers sitting right here and right over here, so there's a chance for some pretty decent attachments to load in right there and right there. Come out here. You can hit this med bag right there if you'd like. Now we can come over here to the marked room, 321. This marked room's always open. I found clocks and such right here before. You can also search behind as well. I believe some stuff can search there, and then you can always search the dead scav right here in the bathtub, and sometimes you can find some decent stuff on him. Now another room I have a good key for, or I have the key for, so I always check, is 328. This has a chance to spawn a graphics card and other good electronics. So when you come up here, also you can find a Tetris. You can always search the computer right here, stuff bag right here, and then various loose loot right here. And you come out here, and then on this table, you can spawn some valuables sometimes, like gold chains, vases, teapots, that sort of stuff. And that does it for the east wing. One place that I haven't gone to is the west wing roof. There is 3 weapons boxes up there, but I tend to ignore them. There's a lot of things that I tend to ignore. So before all you Tarkov experts come complaining in my chat, just be aware that I am skipping a lot of things. There's a med bag in here you can search if you're like very, very desperate for meds. So that does it for the majority of the resort, at least for what I look for. And for like the, it definitely covers, all the higher end loot. If I did miss something, if I did forget about something, I apologize. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just hit resort here and then I'll book it, because usually if I can get a full run in like this without dying, typically you're full at this point. I mean, we didn't even loot everything, and we're already like sitting pretty well here, So the first thing I'll do is I'll usually go head over to resort. Okay, So now we're behind admin right now, and we're gonna go see if rock passage is open as far as being in exfil. Now when you come out here behind, you can head over to the right here, and there's a little gazebo over here with a key spawn on a box. There's also a duffel bag in there. You can search if you'd like. However, this is a high traffic area. I don't recommend looting the duffel bag there. Been shot at many a times in this gazebo right here. So you just got to be careful of that. Alright, so when you come in here, the key will spawn on this box right here. So just keep an eye out for that. It's very, very rare for it to spawn, but it does, you can find it on occasion. I have found it there a couple times. So from the gazebo, there is more stuff that you can check, by the way. I'm just going to show you rock passage exfil first, and then I'll show you where there's other spawns back here. So when you're coming up here, you gotta be careful. Sniper scav can be up there on that rock, and he will shoot at you from here. So when you come over here, look for these green flares. They were out for a little while. They didn't have the flares, but they brought them back recently. So if you want to exfil, all you gotta do is just come back here, and you'll start extracting. Alright, so that covers that exfil. That's like the quick exfil from Resort. I'm going to show you where some of the rest of the loot is. Now, because we spawned over a tunnel, I believe Road to Customs is our other exfil. Yeah. So, when you come over here, you can come into this bunker. There is a weapons box right here you can loot if you're so inclined. But however, what you want to do is, on one of these beds, I don't remember exactly which one, but a good reserve key will spawn on one of these cots. So just have a look-see. And then over here, you can sometimes find an OFC. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so say you don't want to exfil right away. Maybe you didn't get good loot, or someone hit the majority of Resort before you did. And you want to go try to hunt for some more loot. Also, there's a key over here. I forgot to tell you guys about. Now, it can be a little risky coming over here because someone can get up on these rocks and shoot at you pretty easily. However, there is a key spawn on these boxes, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so say for example you weren't able to get like a decent amount of loot out of here. Like someone hit like a hatchling, you know, hit one of the wings before you could get there. You can go look for more loot at other spots on the map. So we're going to show you that stuff as well here. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention, right here, there's a blue keycard spawn for labs. It in the back if you like. It's very, very risky, but you can hit this bag right here. And in this helicopter, there is a weapons box. So, okay. Didn't have very good luck here at Resort. Some hatchling got in there and, you know, took everything before you could. So you're kind of like SOL, don't have a lot of good loot. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go for the other hot spots on this map. And that's going to be the second part of this video here. I'm cutting it kind of short because I kind of took a long time explaining everything to you guys, but we may have to reload into a map here and continue off again. Alright, so anyways, we're here at the bus stop. There's usually two scavs that'll spawn here. They usually sit outside by these buses. However, sometimes they can go inside the bus stop. So when you come in here, there's a weapons box right here. Open this door. You can search the cash register. You're not going to get that many rubles. And you can search these file cabinets. But you really want to search these jackets here. Now recently they've buffed the spawn rate of keys and jackets. So you can find a lot of really good Shoreline keys in here. Look at that. RBVO. That's marked room for reserve right there. This is dead scav right here that you can search. Over here you can sometimes find some decent stuff on the racks. Another spot that you want to always make sure you check is check this bus right here. So we're going to come up here and just check. There's a key spawn. I can't remember exactly which chair, but when I come in, I just look at every single seat. that's pretty much the extent of what you're gonna get here at the bus stop. Okay, so now we've gone south from the bus station and the resort, following along this cement wall, and we're heading down towards the power station. Now when you come down to the power station, just be aware that a sniper scav sometimes will be up here on top of this building. There's many ways that you can enter the power station. You can go through this way right here and then come around, or you can come just straight across right here like this if you're feeling a little daring. Keep in mind, players, I've had players camp right up here on this hill, just sitting in bushes. I don't know how that's exciting for them, but that's how they want to play the game. Now just be aware that scavs can sometimes just sit right in here. Players can as well. And then you come in here. I don't remember exactly which of these lockers. One of these lockers has a key spawn in it. I always just check both anyways, so... Anyways, when you're coming in here, just be aware that the scavs will be around. They can sit over here. Scavs can be over there. Now, when you come in here, there's a couple, like, you know, toolboxes and such that you can loot. The main reason to really come here, though, I don't really do it unless I don't have, because I don't have the key for it. I probably should buy the key, but you can open up this room and you can actually find some pretty decent stuff in there. Sometimes, like fleers and stuff on the table in there. There's 2 weapons boxes. So you can actually find some really good loot in there sometimes. I really need to buy that key. However, one of the people that I play with, those of you guys that watch the streams know Posty. I play with him and he's got the key for that. So if we ever do have to come down here, he usually just opens it up. Anyways, you can search these 2 jackets right here. Usually very good to open. Alright, so that's pretty much the extent of what you're going to get at Power Station. Nothing amazing. That's why I typically skip it, but, you know, like I said, if I don't really have good luck up there at the resort and I really need to get some loot, make it a worthwhile run, I'll come down here to Power Station. Alright, now we're going to continue southbound even more. Alright, so now we're approaching gas station. Scavs can spawn here. It's also another high traffic area, so just be aware that players could be lurking nearby. They could be sitting up on the hills. You know, lots of places for players to sit. Keep in mind when you come around this corner, sometimes scavs will be sitting over here. And when you come into the gas station, just hug this wall right here like this. You won't get burned. You can hit this safe right here. It's a weapons crate right here. And then there's another weapons crate right there that you can loot. That's pretty much it for gas station other than the scavs and those few things. As you can see, this is why I go right to the resort. It's a lot more it's just more densely populated with high tier loot than the rest of these locations. But you can come out pretty decently kitted for going to these other locations. Now when you come out here, there is a box over here that you can hit if you would like. One thing you need to keep in mind when you're on this road though is either side of these roads is like a sniper's paradise, so just be aware of that. Also keep in mind that these are somewhat high traffic areas. Someone could be down here on this pier as well, so you just gotta keep that in mind. There's also scav spawns down here as well. The first thing you want to look for is the back of this Mercedes. A key will spawn right in here. One of the Shoreline keys. Now, if you'd like, you can open the back of these cars. You could sometimes find, you know, car first aid kits, luas, that kind of stuff in them. And when you come in here, you can search these 3 filing cabinets right here if you'd like. But really, the big loot is upstairs here, which would be the computer right there. You have a safe right here you can open without a key. Same on the other side. Got a computer and a safe. Keep in mind, this is one of those question mark exfil areas, which is the pier boat, which is right there. Takes 30 seconds, by the way. I did this the other day where I had 20 seconds left in the raid. Thought I could get out, and I ended up missing in action with like 5 seconds to spare while I was extracting. Wasn't good. So just keep that in mind. It takes 30 seconds to get out right there. You can, by the way, search this if you'd like. There's a cash register in there. I mean, it's only going to be like 1,000 rubles in there. It's not really that worth it. Now we're heading over towards the lighthouse. This is a exfil for scav players. So if you see lighthouse and you're a scav player, don't know where to go, this is where you're coming to. There's a stash right here you can loot. Can sometimes have some good stuff in it. There's a box right here you can loot. Sometimes can have good stuff in it. Now when I'm looting these, by the way, when I come out here, I crouch right here, and I try to do this right here, like that. And just prone out when looting it. Now when you come up into the lighthouse, the one reason you come out here is that there's a key spawn. Usually I found it right here on this corner. However, it can sometimes also spawn in there. I've seen it in both places. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to hit is going to be Scav Island. I'm only showing you guys some of the stashes. This is not the, you know, complete, comprehensive, like every little tiny spawn guide. This is just a almost complete, that's what we'll title this video. The almost complete guide to Shoreline. I'm just showing you guys the decent stuff to hit that's quick to get to, basically. Because you only have so much time, and you're never going to have enough time to hit everything. I mean, we're going through this pretty quickly, and this is on our first run right now, and we have 4 minutes left. Alright, so anyways, right now we're heading on the beach here. And we're heading towards Scav Island, which is this way. But there is some things to loot out here. There's a stash right here if you want to hit it. Right in there. And then over here on this lawn chair is a key spawn. I don't think I've ever seen that key there. But according to the wiki, there is a key spawn there. Alright, so we're going to continue on further down towards Scavlands. Excuse me. We're going to be heading towards Scav Island. Now what I'm doing is I'm running along the beach. This isn't exactly the safest route to take. It's usually better if you kind of follow along that way. Also keep in mind on these rocks right there, people like to sit and camp to snipe out. Don't know how that's exciting for them, but apparently that's how they get their rocks off in this game. Alright, so as we're running towards Scav Island here, there's a stash right here you can hit if you are so inclined. It's the only reason why I ran on the beach here. Just wanted to show it to you guys. Although sometimes when I'm doing a normal run on the stream, I'll just take the beach. Mostly just because I am aware of where I can get shot at from, so I'm not really that worried. Now, people could be out here already on Scav Island, so just be aware of that, and then also scavs can be out there. A lot of times you'll be able to see them, the scavs from here, or the players, and you can shoot at them. Now, as we approach the barge here, one thing I do like to do is come over to the right here, because you can get a very nice clear view. See if anyone's out there, and you can shoot at them from here. Alright, so now we're out here on Skybon. There's actually a decent amount of good loot out here. You got a stash right here, or a box right there, a stash right here behind this little shack. In here, you got a weapons crate. Over here, you got 2 med bags. Right here, there's the key spawn, right where that motor is. There's also a box right there you can search. Box right here you can search. And a box right there that you can search. And look at that. We didn't even really need to do a another run of this. Alright, so we are running short on time. Just keep in mind, right there is the tunnel extract. And if you have the road to customs exfil, which we do on this run, basically you're just going to have to follow along this road right here. Eventually it'll turn to the left, down near the end there, and that'll lead you to road to customs. You can also just cut straight through. So you don't have to like follow the road. It would actually be quicker to kind of hit more of like a diagonal this direction that I'm going right here. And that'll get you to road to customs. From where we're at right now, it would take us about 3 to 4 minutes to get over to road to customs. So obviously we're not going to make it on this run. But just keep in mind that's where that is. Alright guys, so I know there's definitely some things that we missed. Feel free to comment if you'd like down below, anything that I didn't cover. But I hope this serves you well, and this is definitely a good guide for you if you're a beginner to the game. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitch. I stream almost daily on Twitch, which is at Adam the Great TV. Link will be down below. I'm also going to link down below the wiki so that you guys can see where all these spawns are, where all the exfils are, and you can see where all the loot is that we discussed today. Alright guys, so thank you again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. And remember to stay great. Time.